So I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I was looking for a snowblower, and I said I was looking for like a 1028D or no 1030D. Anyway, I went through all the models. Well, I bought something a little older, and I bought something that doesn't run. So this is a John Deere 726 blower. It is not a 726E; those are newer, but this one is a 726. This does have the electric start option. If you could see right here. And basically what you do is you plug it into the wall over here and you just press the button and you go. So yeah, like I said, it doesn't run. And so we're going to have to do some work on it to get it to run and everything. Gentleman I bought it off of, it leaks oil. So I know it needs oil and a couple other things. But to start off with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some oil in it and fill it with gas and see if it'll actually crank. I don't know if it will. Maybe the carburetor needs to be clean. This is a 7 horsepower Tecumseh engine. It is an H70, if you can see that right there. I don't know how to differentiate the date on these. And I can't remember what years the 726 was made. But overall, it looks like a pretty clean little unit. I have no complaints over it. This will be a nice tide me over until something better comes along. I've seen lots of ones that I want to buy, but they're 4 and 5 hours away. And I'm just not really interested in driving 4 or 5 hours one way to pick it up. One of the negatives of living in the middle of nowhere. Plus I don't have to deal with many people, so really not negative, but a lot of them are in like Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. There's some in Iowa, down in Omaha, things like that. So where I live, it's difficult to find things like this, and I was on a trip for some other stuff, and so let me see if I can get this to run real quick. I'll add some oil to it, check the oil, things along those lines, and we'll see if we can get it to run, and we'll go from there. Alright, so the oil was actually fine, and so what I've done is I've gone ahead and plugged it in, and I can't get it to run really for an extended period of time. I can get it to backfire, so it tells me that probably either the fuel tank is clogged, because it just sounds like it's not getting enough fuel. It'll run and then it'll stop. And so I think that it's just a fuel problem. But I will try to fire it up real quick. So I mean, you'll see that it'll do that, and then I've tried it at various throttle settings. See, I mean, it'll fire. It just, I think it's one of those things that probably need to replace the gas tank line, things like that. And so I think from that standpoint, pull the gas tank. Probably have to pull the shroud and everything else. Might as well clean it all up as we go through it. So I think this will be a fun little project. I think one thing I am going to do is I noticed that this handle doesn't work very well. If you look, see? So I think what I'm going to do is, I think it's a 7/16. Hopefully I can get under here and loosen this up and move that in. At least that's what I hope. So let me set the camera up and we'll see if that is indeed our problem. Oh, hey, look at that. I'll tighten it up. Wonder if that needs any lube. I don't know if it does. So that's one problem solved. Let's see if it rotates all the way. Look at that. I think I could loosen it up just a bit. But that's exciting. It means we got a way to move the chute. That moves freely, which is kind of nice. I don't know if this thing's been repainted or not. Maybe. Looks like it might have been. And I suppose the next thing is I'm going to have to change the gear oil in the gearbox here. Have to go ahead and do that. I don't know if there's any gears or gear oil back there. I'll have to get online to a parts diagram and see if I have any information about one of these. But yeah, I think this is going to be a nice little addition to the snow removal fleet. Never really set out to have a walk behind blower. Didn't ever think I would need one, but we got the sidewalk behind the house. If you go back and look at all the 1445 videos from last year and the 4066 where I'm having to cut paths for the dogs, I think this will come in really handy, at least at the beginning of winter. The reason I want a narrower one is it fits through the back door, so I can keep it in the garage. No big deal. Just basically crank it up and roll it outside and start blowing snow. So this will be a maintenance project for the next couple videos as I move forward on it. Doing all my inspections and whatnot. Really got to figure out if there's any gear oil or anything I got to change in the back for the transaxle or anything along those lines. So I'll do that next. But yeah, kind of cool. Excited to have it. Like I said, hopefully this one get through this winter, and then next year I can find a little bit newer one that's close enough for me to get it. So that's what we're gonna do. So thanks for watching.